Hey, it's Friday, February 19th, 2021. Happy International Tug of War Day. Make sure you play with Tuggy with a doggy or a penis if that's your druthers. If not, I get it. Trust me. That's worth a like and subscribe, isn't it? Thanks. Top news story today is recovery from the winter storm that hit Texas particularly hard. Millions of Texans were without power and water after the storm. Unfortunately, when the power came back on, the first thing they saw was Ted Cruz. On Monday, Senator Cruz had asked his fellow Texans to stay home and be careful, but on Wednesday, the Cruzmeister was spotted on a plane to Cancun. And with that, America came together again to hate Ted Cruz. He even left his dog Snowflake at home. In Ted's defense, Snowflake later issued a press release that he said he wanted to get away from Ted Cruz, so he wanted to stay home. He blamed the trip on his children, who were complaining that they were cold, so he had to accompany them and his wife to the warm Mexican destination in the middle of a pandemic. He said he always planned to come back immediately, so take that, Snowflake, you stupid dog. Of course that's a lie. The funniest thing about this lie is that it also implies that his wife is incompetent and couldn't handle the trip on her own. I mean, first befriending the guy who called his wife ugly and then implying she can't even handle the kids. He's going to sleep on the couch with Snowflake. Actually, Snowflake's going to go to sleep in his spot in the bed. Speaking of handling things on your own, I'm happy to say that today we have a new sponsor. Sorry, Great Sandwiches Plus. Today's sponsor is Euphoria LGBT. Euphoria LGBT just raised $250,000 in venture capital funding for their transgender-focused app that offers binary trans people current information, particularly trans women. Congratulations. This means the money will be best used to help the developers relocate to Austin, Texas, after it thaws out, rather than perhaps helping trans people directly. Good job. Make your transition a game, because that worked just great for your failed attempt at getting through Cuphead, didn't it? So here's the deal. If you log into Euphoria's app and use the keyword Gatekeeper, you'll get 10% off your first month of transition service. That again is Gatekeeper at checkout. Speaking of transition, the U.S. rejoined the Paris Climate Accord, but it appears the standards have been lowered for the climate conditions because the U.S. was able to join again. In old woman but not news, 2 Floridians attempted to get their second doses of the COVID vaccine by dressing up as elderly women. The people administering the shots got suspicious when one of the women mentioned TikTok and the future, 2 things the elderly have no interest in. And fuck, now I gotta worry about this news. A woman in Alaska was using an outhouse when she was attacked by a bear. The weird part is that it was from below. That's right, her ass got mauled. But to be fair, for the bear, she did poop on it. And shit, I was hoping that was the US news. The UK Supreme Court said that Uber drivers are not contractors, but instead they are employees entitled to the rights and protections thereof. But don't get too excited, they still have to live in the post-Brexit UK. And this is neat news. The Perseverance rover successfully landed on Mars and sent back its first pics today. Even if you wonder why these missions are important or if they're a waste of resources, one must admit that it's undeniable that this is another step forward for science. Critics even congratulated the effort. In one such example, the Flat Earth Society issued a statement in response saying, "Well, you're getting really good at faking these things, aren't you? Good job." And that's what she said news. The first black hole discovered in 1964 has come to the news again. This black hole, Cygnus X1, is about 50% more massive than previously thought, or 21 times our sun's mass. This initial error came from an error about the distance of the black hole from here. It's about 7,200 light years away rather than the 6,000 believed before. This distance means, however, that it will not be a place where we can throw Ted Cruz. Also in science news, some scientists have identified a way to interact with dreaming people. They can interact and communicate with these people, especially when they're lucid dreams. They can follow instructions, answer simple questions, and do basic math. Because capitalism, one of the subject bosses kept asking the subject if he could check his email while he slept. And finally, new unsealed court documents showed a Capitol rioter texted that she wasn't worried about the FBI because, and you know how this story ends, it turns out that she was arrested a week later. Jessica Watkins, seen here practicing for a mosh pit when Slayer does their inevitable reunion tour, is a member of the Oath Keepers, a right-wing group who focuses primarily on recruiting police and military personnel. After her arrest, she said this was a giant misunderstanding. I mean, I thought we would have won, she said. So that's News at Jen for Friday, February 19th, 2021. I hope you have a great weekend. Over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to start working on my novel again with my publishers. So I might have to adjust the publication schedule just a little bit as I switch back to editing mode. That's not for a couple of weeks at least, but I wanted to keep you posted just in case. I also have a personnel announcement. Assistant producer LL has promoted to the role of producer. Congratulations and thank you so very much. I appreciate all your support. I really do. If you want to join our Producers Guild, please go to patreon.com/genderbent. And if you haven't yet, gently press the like and subscribe buttons. It kind of makes me giggle. And also, please remember, I love you. Thank you.